Good morning, beautiful people. It's a beautiful day in Windsor today. Not too hot this morning, and it'll be a perfect day for some flight. Well, a lot of people are wondering how I recall trained Tango. Well, we started at a very, very young age to work with our bond. So the first thing we started doing was indoors. We started putting a treat in front of her and getting her to walk over to it and then rewarding her. Now eventually we just started increasing the distance that she needed to go to get the treat. Now at first she only used to walk like this, but eventually once we increased the distance, she realized that it was quicker to try and fly to us. So every time that she would fly, we would give her the reward, which happens to be her favorite snack, which is Nutriberries. So it did take a little while until she kind of caught on that she could fly to us. So it's not something that'll happen immediately, but through positive reinforcement and the fact that I kept giving her treats caused her to keep coming back. Now we practiced this indoors for months. I would never recommend just taking them outside at first to learn because there's too many things that could go wrong. So after doing that for a few months, we started to work on recall training outside. Now when we started training her outdoors, we made sure that we kept her on a lead. Now this doesn't weigh enough to actually impede her flight, as you can see, but the string itself isn't that long, so we did have to get some extensions for it. Now what's cool about this lead is it is somewhat stretchy, so if your bird happens to take off, it will take the momentum and bring them back without jolting them back, which I think is a great thing. The last thing you want to do is make this a negative experience, so I find that this type of lead is great. As for the extensions, you can buy them online for like $40, or you can go to Paracord Planet and get basically just the string for about a quarter of the price, which is fantastic. And it's exactly the same string that you see here, except you can buy like meters of it. This is like 100 feet, I believe. So once we got her used to flying shorter distances, we added this string, the lead, and we made it a little bit longer so that we could safely take her out, but if she happened to fly away, we would have some sort of attachment to her. Now, this took months to get her to do. Most birds, if they're raised in captivity, aren't comfortable flying outdoors. So it took a little bit of work to get over that. So I forgot to mention that I did start adding a sound when I called her around the time that I took her outdoors. And that was... We also have a sound, which is when we're kind of close by. Now you can use either of them, whether or it doesn't really matter. She'll come to both. She also responds to snap. Eventually she put 2 and 2 together, because birds are highly intelligent, that sound meant come, and it also meant she was going to get a reward. So that's basically the basics on how we got Tango recall trained. I mean, this happened over spans of months. It took an entire year for me to be comfortable enough to take her outside without her harness, and I can say that I trust her 100%. There's no doubt in my mind that when I call her, she won't come. She has an 100% recall, which means that basically 100% of the times I call her, she comes back almost immediately. Now every bird is 100% different. Some birds pick it up quickly like Tango, and some take a little bit longer to learn, and that's 100% okay. What's important is that the bond between you and your bird is super, super strong. It's your job as a trainer to prepare them for everything that they're going to experience outdoors, because they weren't raised outside. Loud noises, predators, getting stuck in a tree, even winds can affect them. So it's your job to make it a positive experience for both of you. Anyways, have a great day, guys.